Last week, Mark Butler, the Labor Defence Minister, held a presso and announced more pork barrel spending to buy votes. In that presso, he was asked about men in women's sports, and his answer was nothing short of gaslighting of female athletes, saying males playing in female sports is not an issue here in Australia because there are very clear provisions in the Sex Discrimination Act. Let's have a look.
This is not an issue in Australia. We have very clear legal provisions in the Sex Discrimination Act. Section 42 says that sporting codes are able to put in place measures to ensure that particular sporting competitions are reserved for, in this case, the case you're referring to, biological women. And they can do that where I think the wording is strength, stamina and physique are a relevant factor in that sport. So perhaps not chess championships, but certainly physical sport where strength, stamina and physique is an issue. There are really clear provisions that allow sporting codes with the guidance of the Australian Sports Commission to make those arrangements. And I don't think you can point to a single sporting code in Australia that has said it does not have the tools at its disposal to deal with these issues that are subject of some community discussion. So, look, this might be, a political contest or a matter of political contest in the United States and some other countries. Let's not bring politics to an area that's got very clear legal protections and provisions, a clear history of sporting codes being able to manage this issue for their own purposes, no need for the sort of culture war that I suspect Peter Credlin and Peter Dutton were trying to stoke.
Now, did you hear when he said we don't need this type of political contest that he's seeing in the US here in Australia? Yet, in mid-2024, his Victorian Labor state counterparts spent taxpayer funds running an anti-discrimination campaign promoting the acceptance of male athletes in female team sports. Let's have a quick look. But why bring this up? Because contrary to what Mark Butler wants you to believe, the culture war on gender is escalating here in Australia. And it's the elbow Labor government that's doubling down on this. Today in Sydney, a local Woman of the Year 2025 was announced. And here's a photo. And if you look closely, there is literally one woman in this picture, and it's not the woman getting the award. The push for chicks with dicks to access female-only spaces is gaining more backing federally and at state level. Across the country, state anti-discrimination laws now include gender identity as a protected attribute, and it's fueling conflict. I covered this nearly a year ago when WA Labor's Attorney General John Quigley changed the law allowing anyone to walk into births, deaths and marriages registry, pay $173 and legally switch from a male to a female with no questions asked. Here is a quick flashback.
Attorney General.
The process for applicants having to submit extensive medical and psychological reports and assessments is onerous on the applicant, staff and board members. The Cook government is progressing legislation to repeal the Gender Reassignment Act 2000, abolish the Gender Reassignment Board and amend the Births, Deaths and Marriages Registration Act of 1998. Under the new process, a person will no longer be required to undergo a reassignment procedure to change the sex on their birth certificate. Instead, the applicants will apply directly to the Register of Births, Deaths and Marriages to change the sex or gender recorded on their birth certificate. These reforms will bring Western Australia in line with the processes available for amending sex or gender on the birth certificates throughout most of Australia.
Now, before that law was ran through the upper and lower house here in WA Parliament, Sue Ellery was asked a question on the issue of men in women's only spaces. Again, here is a flashback to that.
And 3, does the Minister support
biological men born with XY chromosomes who identify as women being allowed into spaces which in the past have been reserved exclusively for biological females, such as female public toilets, change rooms and women's sports.
Minister for Women's Interests.
Thanks, President. For some people, gender was not fixed at birth, and for some, it's fluid. Those people are real, and their experience is real. Everyone needs to be able to live safely and be respectful of difference.
Now, when Sue Ellery says everyone needs to be respectful of difference, of course, I know full well what that looks like.
Everyone needs to be able to live safely and be respectful of difference.
So that's the tolerant left just there.
We are live streaming. Would you
interested in your fascist media? Fuck off.
Okay, so that's a very, very inclusive comment that you've just provided there.
Yeah, I'm not inclusive towards fuck it.
No, thank you. No comment.
So I'm here to get anybody's point of view, anybody's opinion.
Go talk to them because a drag queen is just someone in an outfit. It's no different to like if someone was in a dinosaur costume up there.
Very confusing age to be reading these type of books to them, and I just think it's very wrong for the city to be funding that.
The past week I've been following a story where Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen has been denying rumours that her government has been threatening legal action against community and state-level sports clubs that don't prioritise inclusivity and diversity, and it's rumoured that female athletes reportedly facing penalties and even suspension if they speak out. If Peter Dutton really wants a landslide win this federal election, he should take a page from Donald Trump's playbook. At its core, Australians do want US-style politics here. And every woman, your mum, your sister, your daughter, your aunt, deserve to know that women's sports are for biological women. And when they step into change rooms, the only tackle that they should have to worry about is on the field. I'm Lindsay from Freedom Media WA, and this has been another live stream. Enjoy your evening.